Warning, we are about to spoil Goldfinger from 1964. If you haven't seen the film and plan on watching it, then click away now. Or if you've already seen it, or you just don't care, then please stick around.
What is it now, 007?
She was the one, Felix, I'm telling you. There was no one like her in the world.
Let me guess, a blonde with blue eyes you met in the hotel lobby?
Actually, it was on a balcony.
Oh, variety is the spice of life, sir.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Cinema Roulette. All right. We are back yet again on a series which...
Hope you all had a Merry Christmas.
Yeah, honest to goodness.
Anyway, I didn't have much more to go on.
Oh, okay. Cool. But yeah.
Just wanted to say Merry Christmas.
Yeah. We're back with another series, which took a surprisingly long amount to land on again.
I think last time we did this, it was episode 167.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're 215 or 16.
Yep. Something like that. But, yeah, it's one of my all-time favorite film series of all time. We're back today with James Bond and the third entry in the series, Goldfinger.
Goldfinger.
Also, that wonderful silence.
That wonderful silence doesn't have a copyright.
No, it does not. It is free for all. But I'll tell you what wasn't silent. The woman screaming, "He loves only gold," in my ear. Like, my God, she really screams it.
Wait, did he love gold? I kind of missed that plot point.
Yeah. Are you saying he loves only gold? Okay.
Are you talking about Golden Grams?
oh no. Ba, 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 ba.
Okay. We have a tone this episode.
We do. Okay. Just be like Portal, and I'm back. So anyway, should we just get right into it?
I didn't know if you wanted more preamble about it. You're the guy who knows about Bond.
Oh yeah. I'll do a little more preamble, but if you insist. But yeah,
I don't.
Goldfinger's just starts saying the plot.
Just talking over you as loud as possible.
Yeah. But yeah, this was the third entry in the series, and it was one of the first movies to actually like set a lot of the standards for what Bond is. It was, while other films like, From Russia with Love had a pre-credit sequence, it wasn't really like anything flashy. It was just kind of going through a maze and doing something. It was plot relevant. But this one was the first one where it had like a big opening and then a title sequence. It kind of had the blueprint for the structure and the tone for Bond, because there were a lot of like first elements introduced in this one, and it's widely considered one of the best Bond movies of all time. Well, I think it's not like one of the best. I would say it's definitely, I respect it for just basically like being like the first Bond movie. Like the work of the screenwriters was just so solid and everything that it's just a great movie.
Yeah, I think out of the three we've covered so far, it's probably the top of them.
Yeah.
I do still really like Dr. No.
Oh yeah, Dr. No's fun.
But we will talk a bit more about that after the synopsis.
Yes.
So first we shoot the cameraman, because he deserved it.
You know it.
And then Bond and his bird brain come out of the ocean, and he sneaks onto a site that is apparently a drug lab?
Yeah, something like that. It's not made like explicit what he's blowing up. It's just something that needs a good old taste of arson.
Well, his boss says later that it was a drug lab, or like Bond implies this was how they were selling heroin.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I think M says that or something. Yeah, that's interesting. Stop banging.
Bond uses his stop hitting the table.
Trying.
Bond uses his tube of C4 on some conveniently marked explosive barrels, gets out of there and goes to the closest bar.
Because of course he does.
Blows up, M's there and is like, they're gonna be looking for you. I have a plane for you to go right to Miami. He's like, but I have business. That business, of course, is a woman.
I'm sorry, M is his boss. I forget. I don't think that's M there. I think he meets with someone.
Either way, confidant. I think I used that word correctly.
You did. Very good job.
Hooray! My English teacher would still give me a C-.
Probably.
But he goes, meets a woman in a tub, tosses her what will be the strongest towel, and they kiss. But there is a man sneaking up behind him, and the girl notices but doesn't say anything because she's involved, I guess.
Yeah.
But luckily, able to see through the reflection of her eyeball, Bond parries the attack, pushes the guy into the tub, and electrocutes him to death before saying, shocking.
Positively shocking.
And then he leaves for Miami. We get at the intro that still is kind of like the From Russia with Love of intro, but it somehow feels less creepy.
Yeah. Less creepy, and they do some creative imagery with the lights, so...
Yeah, I think it's more because it's not a woman just belly dancing. Like, yeah, she's posed and it's on her body, but it feels more artsy than pervy.
Yeah, doesn't feel as sleazy as that.
God, the sleaze in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
I feel when we finally do retrospect the Bond series, looking back at From Russia with Love is going to be longer than the actual episode we did of From Russia with Love.
Oh, probably. And if you didn't know our opinion of it, it wasn't super high.
Oh, it's staying near the bottom until we get, like, probably mid-Bond.
Mm-hmm. At least until Diamonds.
Either way.
At least until Diamonds Are Forever, which I consider one of the worst. That's coming up in a few movies.
So, 3 years?
Probably. Knowing the wheel.
Well, now it has one less space, so maybe... Well, actually, we're going to add Mission Impossible back, so...
Yeah. Kind of evens out.
It evens out!
Yay!
Anyway, back to the plot. We're in Miami. We meet Felix Leiter?
Yes, that's a CIA contact.
Felix Leiter comes up as Bond is getting a massage from someone. We are told about Goldfinger, who is at the hotel. Now, Bond knows he's going to be on a mission against this guy, so best to keep a low profile, and he goes up to in the hotel, steals a maid's key, well, not even steals it, just kind of forces her to open the door.
Yep.
Goes in, and Goldfinger is playing some card game against one of his buddies, but is cheating to win money off him.
Mm-hmm.
And the way he's cheating is a woman is up on his hotel balcony and staring down at the cards and telling him what his opponent has.
Oh, it's Gin Rum.
Gin Rum.
Because at the end,
I don't know how to play it.
Yeah, well, I think it's like Rummy, but like I just remembered because at the end of the card game he says gin, so it's Gin Rummy.
And Bond likes his gin shaken, not stirred.
Wah 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 wah.
But either way, he gets a bit of information from the woman, and then, like a good spy, talks directly to the Goldfinger and says he's going to ruin his plans. Also tells Goldfinger, enjoy losing.
Yep.
And this woman, who's probably paid very well, decides to leave, and they go and bang. Bond's about to go get some fancy bottle of champagne, but then a sneaky man comes up behind him and knocks him out.
Ooh.
When he awakes, the booze is warm and his woman is cold because she's dead. They painted her with gold and she's suffocated.
Yep.
So they, like, knock her out first, or they just kind of sit there and watch?
I think they knock her out first. 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 I think they knock her out Yeah, I don't know. Presumably, it depends on what they did, because I don't know if Oddjob was the one who did it, but
Sorry.
that's just kind of
Yeah, I'm
funny to
imagining
think
Bond
about.
not noticing Oddjob just holding a can of liquid gold.
He's like smiling while holding the paint can.
Still has the big top hat.
Yeah, it's just funny to me.
He hid behind like a hotel plant so we couldn't see him.
Exactly.
It's like a Mr. Magoo joke. It's like perfectly outlined.
Yup. It's phenomenal. But regardless, I digress.
Yeah. Bond goes back to MI6 for the mission, while also being very depressed that he lost the one. This woman, Jill.
Jill Masterson.
And I think it's M tells him like, don't make this about vengeance, which he's not gonna remember Jill for a good while.
Yeah.
We do find out what's going on. We need to figure out what is how Goldfinger is transporting his gold. He is an actual legal jeweler, but the amount of gold he's shipping, it would be illegal, and he's selling it to anyone whoever the highest bidder is.
Yep.
So Bond is set to go meet him at his golf course and try to offer him a brick of Nazi gold just to get kind of more in contact. This wouldn't be awkward if he already introduced himself in a threatening way to Goldfinger, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what spy would do that?
It is honestly just a consistent thing that's hilarious. I know this is just a slight side note, but like, he really is a terrible spy when you really think about it.
He's so bad. Also, I don't remember if this is the first time, but we do mention 008 here.
Yes. Yeah, it's the first time we mention another 00 agent.
We get some queue time for all the check off gadgets and see the Aston Martin for the first time.
Yep. And this is the first time we've ever seen Q Branch, and from Russia with Love, Q appeared for the first time, just introducing the attaché case. And it's great seeing it because, beforehand, in Dr. No, the biggest gadget he had was the Geiger counter, probably. And then the attaché case from the last one. But this in here, we get to see, like, all of Q Branch and all the fancy gadgets and stuff. It's fun.
I don't know. I think his best gadget in Dr. No was the pistol that switched between being a Colt and I think it was a Luger and then one other gun.
And then, like, switched back. It was hilarious. The continuity errors in that movie.
So many gun issues there.
Yup.
But we go to golf with Goldfinger. When Bond shows the gold, we also meet Oddjob here. He has a spiffy little hat. They play around in golf and raise the stakes of whoever wins gets 5,000 pounds or they get the gold bar. However, Goldfinger loses his ball. They go find it, and by gentleman's rules, if they don't find it in 5 minutes, he's going to be down so many points that it probably won't matter.
Yeah, because Goldfinger suggested strict rules, and Bond was like, yes, of course.
However, Oddjob helps Goldfinger cheat as they find his ball. Luckily, Bond and his caddy also found a ball and found the Goldfinger's actual ball, so they know he's cheating.
Yep. A Schleichinger 7.
Well, he's using a Schleichinger 1.
Yeah, and then, Sorry. I think my brain got ahead.
Near the final hole, Bond switches the balls. Goldfinger doesn't notice, so in the final hole, he does technically win, but due to not using the same ball by strict rules, he loses. The two kind of casually threaten each other. It's like, okay, I don't want to see you again, Mr. Bond.
Yeah.
Good day. And Bond also sticks a magnetic tracker in the trunk of Goldfinger's car.
Yep. And Goldfinger just begrudgingly wrote Bond a check.
Bond also tosses the ball to show that he cheated too. But Oddjob just smashes it in his hand. Also, Oddjob has a hat that can decapitate people.
Yep. Shows it in a
Sure.
Yep, shows it on in a famous scene, cutting off the head of a statue.
I forgot to mention the horrible green screen back at the hotel, but we can talk about that later.
Yeah, and there was a reason for that, actually.
Ooh, I'm excited to know the reason.
Yep.
Quickly, is it the film fucked up and they just had to reshoot, or is there another reason?
No, there was another reason.
Okay, we will get to it later.
Yep.
Because we're already going long on this summary. I'm going a bit slow. I apologize.
You're good. We with what we have to cut out so far, I think it'll be all right.
I don't know. By the end of the summary, it'll be longer than the last episode.
Yeah.
Either way, tracking device, they are going to Geneva in Switzerland. So Bond follows. Bond follows in his Aston Martin. Keeping a good distance, some woman drives up behind him, driving kind of like an asshole. And I think he debated chasing her off the road then and is like, calm down, Bond.
Yeah.
Self-control.
He can't let a woman pass him.
Oh no, the Ian Fleming's coming out.
Yeah.
But he's watching Goldfinger over a cliffside and then someone shoots at him. He drives off and eventually runs into a woman again, using gadgets in his car to drive her off the road and then offering her a lift. This is Tilly, who is a completely normal person, totally not the person that shot him, even though she has a case that would hold a hunting rifle.
Yeah.
He gets her to a gas station so she can order a tow truck. She says she'll be fine, and he drives off to catch up with Goldfinger. And we find his factory. Bond actually does some fucking recon for once before sneaking in.
Yeah, literally, like, goes, looks at the guards, and waits there the whole fucking night.
He eventually goes down there, gets a bit closer, and hears about... Oh, what does he call the plan?
Operation Grand Slam.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, big fan of Denny's.
Yeah. The Grand Slam Witch.
Grand Slamulog! But either he overhears Goldfinger talking about the Grand Slam and also sees that the gold was transferred by being the body of the car. So they take the car apart, melt it down, that sort of thing.
Yep.
Which, gold isn't magnetic for all those who should be doing their science homework. Mm-hmm. So the tracking device shouldn't have stuck to the car, but hey, it's a little thing.
Exactly.
While he's sneaking around, he also sees the sniper again. It's Tilly. Who would have guessed? He tries to stop her from shooting, but accidentally sets off an alarm. And she wants to kill Goldfinger because Tilly is Jill's sister. Remember Jill? She got covered in gold a few minutes ago? Yeah,
Yep.
you're fine.
Yeah.
You remember her better than Bond does at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Car chase ensues that we get to see some fun gadgets and stuff. They eventually get cornered and he tries to let Tilly run, but a bunch of assassins or henchmen with guns can't hit her. However, a short man with a throwable hat hits her right in the neck. So Tilly's dead. Bond is caught and he's held up in his own car. It would suck if his car had an ejection seat. Oh, fuck, an ejection seat!
Thanks, Q.
We get Chase 2, Electric Boogaloo. Bond still gets caught, though.
Yep.
And we get the famous laser almost cutting off Bond's dick scene, but he's able to bluff enough for Goldfinger to keep him alive. He gets trank darted and then wakes up with pussy galore.
I must be dreaming.
Pussy galore, the pilot of the plane, and she's working with Goldfinger, isn't taking much of Bond's nonsense, but they are heading to Baltimore. They go to like a horse ranch, and Bond is shoved in the jockey dungeon. He does escape by using the dumbest guard, and Goldfinger is holding a meeting with a bunch of his criminal clients. All of which he owes money to, but he says he can make them their money back in spades. The simple plan is to rob Fort Knox.
Of course.
All the other bad guys are like, this is crazy, what is your plan? And his plan is simple. He has this Delta 9 gas, he'll basically air bomb the entire area, knock everyone out, and then break into the fort. However, one person wants to walk out of this plan, so Goldfinger is nice enough to show him the door and let all the guests stay here. Before all the windows and doors shut and gas is released. We will find out later it isn't knockout gas, it is purely poison.
Yep.
Also, the one he took outside, Oddjob, drives to the airport but actually kills him in the back of the car and throws him into a crusher in the junkyard. Bond is also caught with his sneaking around, is thrown back in prison. We also have two agents, like the CIA agent and someone else. I don't remember if he got a name, even.
I don't think he did. Are you talking about? I think Felix is the one who's tracking him, and yeah, I don't.
It's Felix and one other guy,
and some guy.
But Bond turned on his like alert tracker, so they are near the property. But I forget if Bond slipped it into the guy who got car crushed. I think it was.
He did. Yep.
Yeah. So the tracker's dead. Felix and co get to the edge of the farm. However, Goldfinger's guards spot the two people watching, so they bring Bond out with no handcuffs or anything and sit him down on the porch for a chat to make it look like things are fine.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, too, Goldfinger admits what his plan is. It's not even to steal the gold. He is going to set off a dirty bomb inside of Fort Knox, so that way all the gold in there is completely unusable, raising the worth of all the gold he has.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane and cartoony, very like Silver Age comic, but it's actually it's not a bad plan, I guess.
Exactly. It's not a terrible plan. Yeah, definitely among the better Bond villain plans.
Better than Dr. Knows I'm going to send a rocket up.
Yeah.
And then what?
That'll show him. I'm going to disrupt a rocket. Yeah.
But Bond also walks around with Galore. I'm not going to keep saying her first name.
Yeah. And they do refer to her as her first name, so they say it a lot.
But hanging around with her in more casual wear makes his backup leave. We get the scene that even Family Guy made fun of, where they have a roll in the hay. And then we cut to plan time. We see the planes pass over the bases and town near Fort Knox and watch as all the people die of a mass gassing. Bond is also being dragged along. They're going to basically tie him to the dirty bomb and let him die there, causing a whole national incident.
Mm-hmm.
However, we later find out it wasn't poison gas. Galore had a whole flight team. That's how they were able to mass gas the area. But I'm pretty sure talking to Bond, it was like, I don't really want to be a mass killer.
Yeah.
As the plan would have knocked out 66,000 people, I think they say.
Something like that, yeah.
So, yeah, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, and when she found out the plan was not to poison them, but to actually kill them, yeah, I think she...
Yeah, I think well, not exactly poison. Originally, it was like, oh, just knock them out. Yeah, fine, but killing them, ugh.
Uh-huh.
But, however, her and her flight team switched out for non-poisonous gas. All the people were just pretending to be knocked out. Military starts attacking Goldfinger's men. Bond is fighting with, he escapes his handcuffs, but then Oddjob showing up. They have a little fight together.
Yep.
Goldfinger escapes by switching into a military uniform, being like, they're in there, go get them! Bond kills Oddjob and a couple other guards. The military comes into the vault. The bomb is ticking down. Bond is about to cut some wires, and then I think it's Felix literally just reaches in and flicks a switch.
Yup. It stops
Like,
right...
just hit the off switch, dude.
Yeah. And of course, it stops right on 007.
Good job. Movie jokes.
Yeah.
We gotta head to Bond on a plane, and then, of course, Goldfinger shows up. him pretty pissed that his plan failed, that his men are dead, and Galore betrayed him. He's about to shoot Bond, but they again a scuffle. They shoot out a window on the plane. The suction pulls Goldfinger out, and Galore was flying the plane. The two would jump out just in time, landing in a parachute, and then they fuck in the forest. The end.
Fin. And that was Goldfinger.
So where do we start with this?
Yeah, I don't even know, because like I said before, it's considered like the movie that like cemented like the Bond style and just kind of like cemented the spy craze as a thing that wasn't really going to go away. So I don't know.
We could start with some negative, because there's not much negative about this movie, but there are a few things.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. We should probably just get the negative out of the way, because there's a lot more positive about it.
We'll get to the really bad one in a second. Mm-hmm. But the way all the women who aren't blonde hair, blue eyed are dressed is kind of iffy throughout the movie.
Just a bit. It's a bit stereotypical.
Like, okay, I will let one slide of the bar, because okay, she's a dancer there. It's a belly dancer. Fine.
Yeah.
But then when we're first on Galore's plane, she has like this Asian assistant, and she's in a full belly dancer uniform. It's like, why?
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh, I forgot to mention the scene where we'll talk about it, because it's actually solid comedy later. The whole bathroom scene.
Yes.
But yeah, there's just a lot of that with anyone who isn't a white woman with blonde hair and blue eyes. They're dressed more, I'll put in air quotes, exotic. Mm-hmm. It's one of those things where it just feels lightly uncomfortable.
Yeah, just a bit. And not to mention just some of the casual sexism of the 60s.
It's bad. I know it's bad, but I have hit a point where I honestly tune it out for 60s and 70s movies. It's like, yep, that's how you talk in the 60s. Moving on.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, it's still just not okay, but like, it's one of those things where if you can like stomach some like that type of thing, if you can tolerate it, and kind of look past it, it's still a good movie.
I think the second worst is the woman giving him a massage in Miami, and he sends her away for boy talk.
Mm-hmm.
With a slap on the ass. It's like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
But there is the worst scene.
Yeah, there's the aforementioned roll in the hay is, I'm just gonna say it, kind of borderline rapey, and it feels kind of icky.
Yeah, because Galore says no multiple times, and Bond's just like, but you'll say yes.
Mm-hmm. And she's like trying to push him off of her, and he's just like clearly, literally forcing himself on her. It has not aged well, and I guess in the 60s.
But then he forcefully kisses her, and she's okay with it.
Yeah. It's not kosher, and I guess that was probably seen as more playful in the 60s, but now it's just really like disgusting, and I don't like it. Like,
it's real icky. Yeah,
it's just icky. But that's probably the worst offender of it.
Yeah, in this movie.
Yeah.
It might get worse later. I don't know.
Not in memory. I think the more like sleazy and like elements kind of like that were stuck in more of the older like 60s Bond. So I think it actually did kind of get toned down a little bit later.
I would be shocked if something made me feel grosser than From Russia with Love.
I would too. I not from memory, but we'll get there. We'll find out. Maybe there's something I've just forgot or just completely repressed. Who knows?
You trauma repressed some of the most sexist moments of Bond.
Yeah. Oh shit. But yeah, so, and I mean, other than just the constant fact of Bond being a terrible spy, but I can live with that because it just makes it kind of funny.
Yeah, it's kind of funny in an Adam West Batman sort of way.
Exactly, and I think the term you used to describe the tone is like Silver Age comic-y. That kind of is a very apt description of Bond, because this was the first one to go like really ridiculous and over the top with some of the elements, like slightly into camp, but not like fully into camp, still taking itself somewhat seriously. The tone is actually done really, really well. So,
Uh, I was talking. I was actually talking about Bond movies with someone, and the way I described it is Doctor No is like Golden Age comic, where it's just clear good versus evil. You got the fucking volcano layer and
yep,
big rockets and sort of thing. This is more Silver Age, where it's still pretty over the top and silly, but there's some more groundedness to it.
exactly, yeah.
I think the only other real negative is some awful green screen.
Oh yeah, there are some effects that have really not aged well. Like some of the green screen in the driving is really bad. The gold laser gun, that looks kind of rough in a lot of shots.
The faraway shots, it looks good. Close up, it looks bad. No,
Yeah.
actually, it's the other way.
Yeah, it's the faraway shots where they show more of it, where it just doesn't look all that good. Like the close-ups of the laser, and you like are actually pretty well done, where you see the line moving up, but then you can also they also clearly had like a flame underneath it, where they were like actually putting it where it was gonna go. So it was mixed decently, but yeah. Gold laser doesn't look good, and probably the worst bit of special effects is in the plane when Goldfinger's being sucked out.
Oh yeah,
That looked so bad, because they had to have him like in the air or something, but I don't know if they green screened Goldfinger himself, but it just looks so wonky. And they wisely don't show that particular shot for too long. It's not on screen for a long time, but it's still really funny.
Yeah, it's like Temple of Doom levels of bad.
Yeah.
uh, another one I'm thinking of is the opening explosion, where it's like clearly they just cut out the part above some trees.
Yeah, you could kind of see where the mat breaks off.
But why was it so bad at the hotel?
Oh yes, that's a fun little fact. So,
I should also describe for anyone who hasn't seen, during just conversations at the hotel when Bond is first being told about Goldfinger, it keeps cutting between him and Felix. But sometimes the background will just be clearly a green screen.
yeah. And the reason for that was principal photography commenced on the 20th of January 64 in Miami Beach, Florida. The crew was small, consisting of only of Hamilton, Broccoli, Adam, and cinematographer Ted Moore. Sean Connery actually never traveled to Florida to film the scenes in Miami, because he was shooting Marine elsewhere in the United States. So there was actually another movie contract that would have interfered with that. So Hamilton states that other than Linder, who played Felix Leiter, none of the main actors in the Miami sequence were actually there. Connery, Frobe, Eaton, Nolan, who played Dink, and Willis, who played Goldfinger's card victim, all filmed their parts on a soundstage at Pinewood Studios when filming moved.
But we see shots of them at the hotel.
Yeah, I know. That's the weird thing. It's a little inconsistent. So I'm guessing that the hotel was just a soundstage.
But then why is it's still good? Like, I get they were on separate days, but also, what?
Yeah, and I don't know why that shot in particular looked bad. This is pure speculation, but maybe Connery had to film that later while he was filming Marine, and all they could do was just green screen him.
Yeah, maybe.
That's what I would guess. Because some of the shots
Or maybe they just fucked up the footage in some way.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because yeah, like the close-up shots of the card game and stuff, like you can tell some of those shots were actually like on the studio, but then like it's weird because Goldfinger, you'll see it's actually like on the set and you can see people behind him, but then the card guy is green screened for some fucking reason. So I don't know if just they had to film the actors at different times and had to put them in. I think it was either like a scheduling thing or something happened where they weren't satisfied with the footage.
It's like the diner sequence from Heat, except with none of the actors being there, except they had a worse set because it was outside.
Yeah, exactly. So another
weird, interesting, but weird.
Yeah. Another interesting behind the scenes thing too is when they were filming at Fort Knox, To shoot Pussy Galore's flying circus gassing the soldiers, the pilots were only allowed to fly. They weren't allowed to fly below 3,000 feet above the base. So Hamilton recalled that this was quote unquote hopeless. So they ignored them, and then they went in at about 500 feet.
Holy shit.
And apparently they said the military went absolutely ape.
Yeah, I think they would.
Yup. So that's fun. But yeah, it's something to, and we'll get back to, I think, more behind the scenes stuff later, but just to finish out, I guess the general thoughts on the film. Hold on, I had something.
You had a point.
I did. Anything else you have to say on the film itself? Let's get into some of the more positive ones, and then we'll see what pops up.
Yeah, positive-wise, the action scenes are a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. They do a really good job. This one definitely raised the bar on the action scenes. Like, the ones before were really good, especially, like, the standout one to me is, the fight on the train and From Russia with Love, and the shootout in the Romani camp, where was fun. But, like, this one, they actually go, like, all out with it. And there's the car chases themselves are really awesome.
Yeah, there were good earlier fights, but like the both car chases that happen, even though it's back to back, they're both a lot of fun with a lot of cool stunts going on.
Yeah. I like the attention to detail in a lot of the crashes, because you can see like the dummies in the cars as they explode, and people like falling out the window as it like rolls down the cliff.
Oh yeah, the one that goes over a cliff and just immediately explodes.
Yup.
Even the final duel between Bond and Oddjob is actually pretty great.
Oh, absolutely. Because, it's considered like one of the best early Bond fights. And however they choreographed it, and it's really cool because like the sound in it is really well, because you just hear like the clinking around. There's no music. It's just really cool. And fun fact, the actor who played Oddjob actually burned his hand on the thing when Bond electrocutes him to death.
Oops.
Yeah.
He does such a great job as Oddjob.
Oh, he does. He has a lot of fun with it.
Especially early in that fight, Bond keeps wailing on him, but Oddjob's so tough. He's just sitting there with a big old smile on his face.
Like every time he gets hit, like he throws gold his face, just whack, smile. Ha! Did nothing.
Harold Sakata.
Yes, that was it. And Gert Frobe as Goldfinger is also really good. He's a German actor.
No, Cameron, what do you mean? They said he's British.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, totally.
He's British. He just doesn't sound like it.
Yeah, and fun fact about that, Frobe, who spoke little English, said his lines phonetically, but apparently said them too slow. To redub him, he had to double the speed of his performance to get the right tempo. The only time his real voice is heard is during his meeting with members of the Mafia at Oric Stud.
Really?
Yeah, when Bond's hidden below the model of Fort Knox while Frobe's natural voice can be heard above. However, he was redubbed for the rest of the film by TV actor Michael Collins.
Huh.
And it's great, and you couldn't even notice, and people say that the match is widely praised as one of the most successful dubs in cinema history.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Also, just a random fun fact, this is coming out on the 26th. We're recording on the 23rd, making it this movie's 61st anniversary, because it came out December 22nd in 1964.
The day before. Just some of the timing lately has been so interesting.
And Sean, since we're talking about actors, of course, Sean Connery's doing a great Bond.
Oh yeah, one of the most iconic Bond movies, and he's just having a ball with it. He's like fully, he's like basically fully in character now. So.
And also the actress Honor Blackman.
Yeah, who played Galore.
Yeah, even though she's she's the most blatant sex joke.
Yeah,
she does a very good job as Galore.
She does. She's one of the people who doesn't take Bond shit. She's very strong and independent, especially by the standards of the time period.
Especially standards of the 60s.
Mm-hmm. And fun fact, she was also in another spy show, The Avengers, in the 60s.
Oh.
Honor Blackman. Yep. She was in the early
Was
one.
she Black Widow?
No, shut up. Not those Avengers. The other Avengers.
I know.
Okay, good. But yeah, she was the female, I guess, love interest in the first earlier seasons before Deanna Rigg famously took over the role.
Nice.
Yeah. Damn, sorry, I just read something about the name.
Of Pussy Galore.
That's harsh. Concerned about American censors, the producers thought about changing the character's name to Kitty Galore, but they and Hamilton decided if you were a young boy and knew what the name meant, you weren't a 10-year-old boy, you were a dirty little bitch. Jesus.
Sorry, it's not just, oh, you'll know what we're talking about. No, you're a perverted bitch.
Yeah, it was just that.
And bunch of assholes.
I know, right? Wow. While the American censors did not interfere with the name of the film, they refused to allow the name Pussy Galore to appear on promotional materials, and for the American market, she was subsequently called on, like, all the printed material Miss Galore or Goldfinger's personal pilot.
So, instead of Pussy Galore, she was Goldfinger's PP.
Yep. Good job, guys.
Maturity.
Yep. It's overrated.
Sorry, it just makes me think of the fun fact with the South Park video game where they couldn't have the word butthole
Yeah.
on the cover, so they changed the name to Fractured Butthole.
Yep. And, oh yeah, that was another thing I was going to mention. So, you know how Goldfinger's plot is actually pretty well done?
Yeah.
So, fun fact: the guy who helped adapt the novel, Richard Maybaum, I hope I'm saying that right, he fixed the novel's heavily criticized plot hole where Goldfinger actually attempts to empty Fort Knox.
Oh.
So the whole thing about radiating it was not from the book. That was actually something that they did to try to fix that plot hole, and they did a good job.
There is a part of me that wonders, like, why wouldn't you just steal it if you were planning to kill basically everyone in a 5-mile radius?
Yeah, basically. And I think that's where that came from. Where he actually killed them and just stole it. But yeah. And I guess we'll just keep rolling with behind the scenes because this is fun.
Yeah, we're still focused on Fort Knox.
Yeah.
So.
For security reasons, filming and photography was not allowed near or inside the United States Bullion Depository. All sets for the interior buildings were designed and built from scratch at Pinewood. The filmmakers had no clue as to what the interior of the depository looked like, so Ken Adams' imagination provided the idea of stacks and golds and ingots behind iron bars. He later told The Guardian that no one was allowed in Fort Knox, but because Cubby Broccoli had some good connections and the Kennedys loved Ian Fleming's book, I was allowed to fly over it once. It was quite frightening. They had machine guns on the roof. I was also allowed to drive around the perimeter, but if you got out of the car, there was a loudspeaker warning you to keep away. There wasn't a chance of going in, and I was delighted because I knew that going back, and he was actually in the Bank of England vaults, that all gold isn't stacked very high and it's very underwhelming. It gave me the chance to show the biggest gold repository in the world as I imagined it, with gold going up to heavy, and so he kind of came up with this cathedral-like design of it.
Yeah, it looks cool. It's a great finale spot.
It's a great set. He said that in the end, I was pleased that I wasn't allowed into Fort Knox because it allowed me to do whatever I wanted.
Didn't you tell me that other filmmakers got kind of pissed?
Yeah, they did. Unite Artists, they got irate letters from Americans wondering how could a British film unit be inside Fort Knox because American film units were not allowed to film in there. So they're like, what the fuck? We're not allowed to film there, but you let another country in there? What are you doing, America?
It's like, they did. They built a set, you lazy fuck.
Yep. But fun fact, the comptroller of Fort Knox later sent a letter to Adam and the production team complimenting them on their imaginative depiction of the vault.
I do wonder how close it was.
Yeah, I do too.
But we'll never know.
Nope.
trying to think of other. It is just one weird thing I noticed is besides the opening, Bond doesn't use his famous Walter.
Yeah, he doesn't really use his gun. Yeah. And I know you point out too how it's really funny how like both of his like one of his most famous things, his Walter PPK and the Aston Martin DB5, he initially didn't want it first.
Yeah, because he wanted his car from the other movies. And he's like, oh, fine,
Yeah.
I'll use this.
That's another thing I like too about the movie is that there's just a lot of really good humor in it.
There is a lot of good jokes. I mean, we have the cheesy one-liners.
Yep.
But also even though Pussy Galore is such a stupid fucking name, the joke for it's pretty good.
Yeah, it is. It's a very famous Bond line. Just a lot of famous Bond lines in this movie. He says shaken, not stirred. He fucking, do you wish me to talk? No, Mr. Bond, I wish you to die. Shocking. You know, it's just so many quotable scenes and famous scenes in this movie. And it had one of the first Bond, like major Bond henchmen as well. Odd job, because there were henchmen before, but they kind of just like worked directly under the bad guy. They weren't like over the top. This was the first one to have like a major quirk, like a hat that decapitates people.
This is the first one that wasn't just goons.
Yes, exactly.
Love a good goon.
Yeah.
I think that's what is the most fun of this is the like comic booky feel.
Yeah.
The lasers, the plan that's over the top to just make themselves richer.
Exactly.
I was honestly thinking after it's like, man, I really hope I'm really hopeful about James Gunn's DCU. We'll see how poorly aged this becomes.
Yeah.
But I really hope we get some movies where the threat isn't the fucking world at stake. It's some get rich quick scheme or petty revenge.
Yeah.
Like we just haven't had that in superhero movies in forever.
Exactly. It's always like some major event. Either the city is going to get destroyed or the world is going to destroy it in some cosmic event. It's like it doesn't have to always be cosmic. Sometimes the most interesting stories are like just, taking down like thieves and like genius criminal masterminds, you know?
Yeah. Like I mean, I enjoyed Superman. I enjoyed Spider-Verse, and those are like big things by the climax.
Yeah.
But still, I'm kind of missing some petty, like, just Two-Face, Robin Banks.
Exactly.
Or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Or a Riddler plan that's I want campy Riddler.
Same.
I love the Batman. Honestly, it's probably in my top 3 for Batman movies.
Oh, yeah.
But I want a campy Riddler.
Right.
I want a little bit of camp.
Exactly. Give me that. So, and yeah, it's just amazing. Well, what they do with it. So, and this is where Bond just kind of gets a little more over the top and it becomes fun.
And I don't know how long we'll keep it this way, or how long until we go too much camp. Is the first time for that a Moonraker?
Oh no, first time for that is Diamonds Are Forever.
Oh, okay.
And especially because it was Connery, so camp, like Roger Moore's style of camp mixed with Connery's Bond just didn't work.
Oh, that does not sound like a good combo.
Mm-mm.
Besides that, anything else on Bond?
I think that's roughly it. There is one more random ass fun fact that I didn't know how to work in. The theme song Goldfinger, which was composed by John Barry, there were 2 musicians on the track. The track features a young Jimmy Page and John Paul Jones from fucking Led Zeppelin.
What, really?
Yeah, so they're on the title track for Goldfinger.
Huh.
Which is just odd and interesting.
And, of course,
Yes.
as we do in every episode, we rate a movie by the same system we've always done it by.
Mm-hmm.
So, Cameron, what state would you rate this movie?
What state?
State, as out of the 50 states of America. I understand you said that so I could explain to the audience a bit more.
Yes,
Because
exactly.
we always rate this way.
Mm-hmm. You know what? I'd give this a solid Oregon out of United States.
Oregon out of 50.
Yes.
Do you have a justification? I'm understanding the feel. Just
Yeah,
we're an audio
you
podcast.
understand the vibe. But really? No. Just gotta feel it, man. That's how this rating system works.
I think. Well, I feel this is a North Dakota,
Ah.
a nice looking place, solid place to visit.
Yeah.
Most likely a light amount of sexism and silliness.
Mmm. Very interesting.
What a good rating system.
Oh, it's phenomenal. Very, very deep rating system. We know. We know for people of culture. All right. So, with Goldfinger out of the way,
Yeah.
shall we move on with it?
Yeah, North Dakota out of 50. Yes, we will move on. And we're going off the series. We're stepping away from the series wheel once again. When we get back to the series wheel, Mission Impossible is being back. For Bond, are we just adding 2 spaces, or are we going by wild magic rules?
Tell you what, let's add 2 spaces for now.
Just 2 space? Actually, yeah. We'll go by wild magic rules per 4 spins, not
Yes.
every spin.
I think that's a good idea. Yeah.
For those who don't know, in D&D with wild magic, you can have a wild magic surge that will set off a random spell. You roll for that, and it starts with, if you roll a nat 1, then it will go off. But if you successfully pass the roll, it goes up by 1.
Ah.
So next time I guess technically we should only have 1 Bond next time, but we'll do 2 anyway because we're only on movie 3 of 25.
Yes. Gotta expedite this along somehow.
But either way, we'll change it up so that way every 4 spins, if we don't land on Bond in those 4 spins, we'll add another Bond space. And then when we do eventually land on it, we'll set it back down to 1.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we are on the director wheel. Director wheel doesn't have as intuitive of a prompt for the beginning of it for me to explain it. We had a bunch of directors. We put 4 of their movies on a wheel. Some of them were 8, and now some of them have 5.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense if you listen to all 200 something episodes of this show.
Yeah, that makes
But
sense.
In case you didn't listen to the random South Korean film we covered on Christmas Eve, this will not be the next episode. We are going on break in January, and when we're back in February, it will be Preacher Season 3.
Yes, so stay tuned for that.
We're not going back to TV series, but we are bringing Preacher back because we were halfway through it, and we do want to talk about that show.
It's definitely worth watching. Is it still streaming on Netflix?
I have the Blu-rays. We're fine.
Woo, nice. Did you even find season 2?
No.
Aw, I'm sorry.
I only have the DVD of it.
Gotcha, but you got 3 and 4 on Blu-ray?
Yes.
Nice.
Because I saw they were going out of print more, and I was like, fuck, I need to grab those.
Yep, that's fair.
Also, even if that didn't work, I think it's on Shudder at the moment.
Oh, nice.
But yes, Director Wheel. We will, yeah.
Yeah, just fucking go. Yeah.
Movies. Anyway, it is time to
Spin. So close.
Oh, I'm a bit sad.
Aw, what we get?
We are going to sadly cover the last of Satoshi Kon with Millennium Actress.
Whew. That'll be a doozy.
I guess technically we could still cover Memories, which he wrote a segment for, but this is the last Satoshi Kon directed feature we will have.
Yes. Yeah, that is a bit sad because we have literally done everything else, which you can listen on.
Yeah, if you're like, what about Paranoia Agent? That was our 100th episode. Had
Yes.
fantastic art by Teller's Place for the background.
Bam.
I can't wait to get back to Lupin. We actually got backgrounds for Lupin
Yes.
from artist called Moose. It's fantastic. We'll be really happy to show it off when we get back to Lupin.
Oh, yeah. So hyped. But yes, stay tuned for the last of Satoshi Kon's films.
Well, first Preacher, and then The Last of Satoshi Kon. I think my favorite. I might rejudge after this. We will see.
Interesting. Okay. But yeah.
Yeah. Have a happy New Year. We'll see you all in 2026. Hopefully, it's a better fucking year than this.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's been a bit stressful lately, but thank you all so much for listening.
Usually we make a loud noise, but I'm just gonna hard cut before I finish this.